What if I told you that what you're feeling right now isn't just a coincidence? That this strange connection, this unexplained attitude, this impression that there is something greater behind it, is actually a sign that Allah is sending you? Maybe you're waiting for confirmation. Maybe you wonder if this person thinks of you as much as you think of them. If they feel the same connection, if they are hesitant to tell you, if they are meant for you. That message you're waiting for, that confession you're hoping for, might be closer than you imagine. Allah orchestrates everything with divine precision. And today, we are going to see together the signs He sends you and what you must do to understand His message. Stay tuned until the end, because what you hear could change your perception and maybe even your destiny. Sincere love is a decree of Allah. You feel something strange, a deep attachment that goes beyond simple emotion, an inexplicable connection that lives in your mind day and night. You wonder, is this a mirage of my heart or a sign that Allah has written this person into my destiny? Sincere love is no accident. It does not arise from a simple coincidence. It is woven into the fabric of your destiny long before you even breathe your first breath. Before your soul was placed in this world, it was already inscribed in the Al-Lawh al-Mahfuz, in the preserved tablet, where Allah decreed every encounter, every separation, every bond that your heart will experience. But love, the real one, the one that transcends simple desire, the one that nourishes rather than consumes, the one that elevates rather than breaks, is not always easy to recognize. So how can we distinguish sincere love from a simple illusion of the heart? A love willed by Allah never separates you from Him. He is not a distraction. He is a direction. He does not plunge you into forgetting dhikr. He does not distance you from your prayers. On the contrary, it brings you closer to your Creator. You feel that this person is not pushing you to give in to your weaknesses, but on the contrary, they are a light that invites you to become a better version of yourself. Sincere love is not nourished by ego games, doubts, or manipulation. It doesn't play with your heart like a toy in capricious hands. It does not leave you in ambiguity, confusion, or fear. It is obvious, even in silence. It is a certainty, even when the words are not spoken. But then how can we be sure this is a divine decree and not just emotional attachment? Watch the signs. Sometimes Allah places a person in your path not to fill an emotional void, but to teach you something essential. Sometimes He plants a love in your heart to test you, to see if you place them above Him, or remember that He alone is the source of all true love. If this person distances you from your Creator, if they sow more confusion than peace, if they feed your desires more than your soul, then it is not a love willed by Allah, but an illusion of your nafs. But if, on the contrary, their love makes you more humble, more grateful, more patient, if their presence, or even their absence, constantly brings you back to Allah, then know, this link was perhaps written long before you even prayed for them. Be careful. Even the love intended by Allah follows divine timing. Maybe the person your heart desires is already meant for you, but not ready yet. Perhaps it is a love that must first be purified before it is revealed. Stay alert. The signs are there. They have always been there. You just have to learn to see them. The signs that Allah sends you to confirm this love. The love desired by Allah doesn't resemble the idealized romances sold to us in movies. It is not a blinding passion that consumes and burns out, but a deep connection that uplifts and purifies. If this love is truly written for you, know that Allah will not let you move forward in uncertainty. He will send signs. But be careful. These signs are not always obvious. They do not take the form of spectacular coincidences or perfect scenarios. They are often subtle but powerful with the clues that, when put together, paint a clear picture of confirmation. Sign 1. Their presence elevates you spiritually. One of the first signs that this love is willed by Allah is that it does not pull you down, but lifts you up. When this person is near you, they nourish your soul more than your ego. You find yourself wanting to be a better version of yourself, not to please them, but because their presence inspires you to walk a purer path. A love written by Allah is a constant reminder of Him. It doesn't distract from dhikr, nor trap you in oblivion or carelessness. Instead, it pushes you to pray more, to seek divine proximity. This person becomes a mirror, not to flatter your image, but to show you where you can still grow spiritually. Sign 2. Inner peace in their presence. Another powerful sign of love desired by Allah is the serenity you feel when this person is close. It's not fleeting excitement or chaotic attachment that swings between hope and anxiety. It is a stable peace, a feeling of security, not dependent on their words or actions, but emanating from their existence. On the other hand, if this relationship brings you more confusion than clarity, more doubts than certainties, then ask yourself, does Allah really write things this way? Sign 3. Their absence does not destroy you. It teaches patience. A love willed by Allah never becomes an obsession that gnaws at the heart. Even in distance or silence, it becomes a lesson, a chance to trust, to grow, to surrender to divine timing. In the distance, there is a lesson, a good. If this person is meant for you, their absence will not be a void that consumes your soul, but a trial that strengthens your faith and your patience. Allah sometimes tests our hearts by waiting, not to punish us, but to prepare us to receive what is truly good for us. If despite the distance or the wait, your heart feels neither despair nor revolt against the decree of Allah, but rather a peaceful confidence, then know that this love is not a whim of your ego, but a divine scripture. Sign 4. They never encourage you to sin. One of the sharpest criteria for recognizing whether a love is wanted by Allah is the nature of the choices it leads you to make. Sincere love never invites you to transgress the limits set by your Creator. It does not feed on haram or compromise your faith. If this person encourages you to circumvent the values that Allah has established, if they encourage you to disobey by believing that love excuses everything, then this is not a sign from Allah, but a test of the nafs. On the contrary, authentic love protects your heart and your spirituality. It pushes you toward more purity, more sincerity, and more connection with your Creator. Sign 5. Alignment with destiny. Finally, one of the biggest signs that a love is willed by Allah is the alignment of destiny. Sometimes, despite the strength of a feeling, despite the sincerity of an intention, a relationship does not find a favorable outcome. It can be painful. But it is essential to understand that what is decreed for you will come to you, at the right time, in the right way. If, despite the obstacles, paths always end up crossing in a fluid way, if things fall into place easily without you having to force events, then this can be a divine confirmation. Because when Allah writes a love, He protects it, He purifies it, He makes it possible. True love, what you are really looking for. We live in a world where love seems to be the ultimate quest of human existence. All around us, the search for love seems to be the answer to all the lacks, to all the solitudes. And yet, when have we really taken the time to think about what we are looking for? Is this just company to fill a void, or is it something deeper, something that nourishes our soul, that lifts us up to our Creator? A love deeper than appearance. True love, that which comes from Allah, is not a simple play of emotions or physical desires. It goes far beyond the superficial dimension to which we are sometimes attracted. Many of us, in search of affection, human warmth, recognition, forget that authentic love is not intended to fill a void in our hearts, but to bring us closer to the light of Allah. Too often we think that a person can resolve our insecurities, that they can respond to our fears, our doubts, or even our loneliness. But true love does not consist of finding oneself in the arms of another person to escape from reality, but of finding oneself in the arms of Allah, confiding our weaknesses to Him, because only He can fill the void that resides in our hearts. The love that balances and purifies. If Allah delays sending you the right person, it is not through negligence or indifference. It's a chance for you to purify yourself, to heal, to strengthen yourself spiritually. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, asks you to love yourself before you can love anyone else. This period of solitude, although it may seem painful, is actually a time of preparation. Allah wants you to learn about yourself, to purify your heart, to reconnect with Him first. True love does not arise in a broken heart, but in a heart ready to welcome the other, healthy, serene, and full of divine love. If you're simply looking for someone to fill a temporary void, you risk getting attached to a toxic relationship, one that only masks the pain without ever truly healing it. But if you look for the one who will nourish your soul, who will help you grow spiritually, then this love will become a blessing, one that will bring you closer not only to others, but also to Allah. A love that comes after purification. True love is not just a chance meeting between two souls. It is a divine process orchestrated by Allah to purify your heart and bring you to deep peace. It manifests itself after you have learned to live in harmony with yourself, after you have purified your heart of illusions and unrealistic expectations. When you are at peace with yourself, when you know that your happiness does not depend on others, but on your connection with Allah, then you will be ready to welcome true love, a heart ready to receive. So ask yourself this question: are you really looking for a love that nourishes your soul, or just a relationship to fill a temporary void? The love that will bring you closer to Allah is not a solution to your loneliness, but a chance to elevate your heart and your spirituality. If you are ready to receive this pure love, it is only after you have sought to love and purify yourself. True love is not found in waiting for another person, but in the inner preparation, in the purification of your soul. It takes time, patience, and deep faith in Allah. Because Allah will never send you a relationship that turns you away from Him. He will send you a relationship that will elevate you, purify you, and bring you closer to His light. When confession comes, it will be a divine decree. There are moments in life when the heart feels a strange certainty that a long-awaited event is about to happen. A precise moment when everything will change, where the hidden truth will finally be revealed. The moment when the confession will come, perhaps sooner than you imagine, perhaps in a form you had not envisaged, but it will come, that's for sure. And when that happens, remember this: it won't be just a random word. This will be the divine decree, the manifestation of a plan that Allah has already written for you in the pages of the Lawh al-Mahfuz. A divine plan revealed through confession. Every gesture, every word, every thought is part of the great design that Allah drew for us long before we came into the world. True love, the love that Allah commands, is never the result of chance. It is a reflection of divine wisdom, a decree imposed by His infinite will. And when that person, the one meant for you, finally comes to confess how they feel, it will be more than just an emotional statement. This will be the fulfillment of a promise that Allah made to you before you even understood what it meant. You see, the timing of this confession is no coincidence. It's a revelation. It's confirmation that everything you've been through, every period of waiting, every moment of doubt, was not in vain. There was a higher purpose behind it all. Allah knew that at that very moment, everything was going to align. What you felt, what you believed, it will all materialize, not only for you, but for both of you. It is a moment of grace where the divine plan is realized before your eyes. Welcome this decree with faith and gratitude when this confession comes. Do not simply be surprised or moved by the words spoken. Look beyond the situation and see the divine miracle behind every word. This is not a trivial event, but a spiritual realization. Accept it as a gift from Allah, as proof of His generosity toward you. Welcome this moment with renewed faith and deep gratitude, for what you are about to receive is not the result of chance, but the fulfillment of a divine decree. This confession may come at a time when you least expect it, or perhaps when you are uncertain. But know that when Allah decides, nothing and no one can delay what He has planned. Everything that seems uncertain and confusing today will find meaning in this revelation. There is no coincidence. There are only divine signs, steps on the path that Allah has traced for you. Prepare your heart for this revelation. The best part is that you don't have to force things. Everything is in the hands of Allah. When the time comes, be ready to receive this confession with a pure heart. Do not let your fears, your uncertainties, or your old wounds alter this sacred moment. Pray that your heart will be a pure receptacle, that it will be ready to accept this divine blessing. Allah, in His wisdom, prepares you for this moment. He purifies you. He elevates you. He opens you to true love, the one that is planned for you. When the confession comes, you will see that it will be much more than a simple declaration. It will be the revelation of a perfectly orchestrated divine plan for you and this person to walk together in the light of faith. This will be proof that everything you have experienced has prepared you for this precise moment, this divine moment when true love manifests itself on earth. Prepare to welcome this decree with humility and gratitude, because when this confession is made, it will be a clear sign that Allah is pleased with you, that He has heard your supplications, and that He has guided you to what was written for you. If you feel deep down that this message speaks to you, then know that nothing happens by chance. Let Allah guide you. Pay attention to the signs, and above all, never doubt His perfect plan. What you are waiting for will come at the right time, not too soon, not too late. The question is, will you be ready to welcome Him? If this message gave you some answers, share it with someone who might need them. And above all, leave a comment below. Do you believe in signs from Allah in human relationships? Your experience could inspire others. And don't forget, Allah knows what's in your heart and in theirs. Be patient, trust, and watch how He manifests His promises in your life. See you soon, and may divine wisdom enlighten your path.